because there are people right now who have quit their jobs over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, just
because it has dawned on them that the cost of transportation
they
will spend more. Exactly. So
all that we waiting are going there. Our prisoners don't know what God has done for them.
That tweet was crazy.
True.
So the issues we're tackling, let's just even jump into the article. What part of the fuel subsidy that affects us the most?
For me, I feel it has affected everything.
Yeah.
Before, the country, they push them, but right now, no. Starting from the business I do and transport getting there. Okay, if I'm to make snacks for people at this certain amount, now I go to the market, I want to buy egg. The one that even versed me past yesterday was when I went to the market and I want to buy egg. My mom is telling me for 1 crate of egg, you're buying it for 3,000. I'm like, okay, the egg no big, it still remain the small size it is, and I'm like, I waka yesterday.
Before the subsidy?
From 2,500
to 3,000.
You see 2,200, 2,300 for the medium. If you want to buy the big one, you see it for 2,500. From the small one, you see it for 2,300. Now the small one is 3K for just one crate.
The crate of egg.
And for my house to that place where I went to buy it. Okay. So now me buying in a very large quantity, I'm spending more safe. I'm spending more.
Buying large quantity?
Yes. Before, if you are buying in large quantity, you haven't spending, okay, it beats the start.
So is that why all the egg are now smaller?
It goes small now. I have to cut it according to
your pocket.
Yes, now.
At least, but the good thing is like you're still putting eggs inside.
Oh,
so because there's some egg rolls that you open, you need garden egg.
You need a slice of.
I wonder in Aja under bridge, that one is even worse safe. I'm very sure now they will not even sell safe now because before they are cutting one egg, they will cut it into 4 and and put it in the same amount like everybody will want to sell. So now me going to the market at this point now, I'm very sure by today, if I want to go and buy flour. I buy like 6 bags, 7 bags. For per 1 bag you're buying, I'm going to be buying it now. I'm not surprised if they tell me a bag of flour is 45,000.
How much was it before?
Bag of flour was 38, 35. You see, it depends. If you are buying golden penny, you are buying it for 35. If you are buying what's the name? Honeywell, you are buying it for 38.
But it's strange.
Okay, so that's price of food items. We'll come back to. Is there anybody else that can say that maybe the cost of transportation in their part of Lagos or Nigeria has stabilized?
Yeah, yesterday I went to my aunt's 50th birthday and we had to cook from home. So we had to carry things from home, the food and everything. So when we're like contemplating, because the rain was much, we did not know where to carry. We didn't have to charter a tricycle or something. My mom was like, okay, let's order Uber. But like from Italo to high school, 3,500. My mom was like, okay.
So which high school is that?
Ikorodu High School. I think the one after Coldstone. Mom was like, okay, let us charter keke. And I was like, how many keke do you want to charter? You are charter like 4 or 5 keke to carry all these things to. And she was like, what should we now do? We called the man, and the man was like, there was hold up, and that the money might even increase. Mom was like, don't worry. Be going. We'll call family members, we'll come and carry it. Because the transportation, I think from Ikorodu, from my place to Ikorodu High School should not be that expensive. It should be around the range of 1,000, 1,500. And I think we're going to charter about 2 Ubers that day, yesterday. After everything, I think we later chartered Uber and we paid about 8,000 naira just for Uber.
8,000?
High school. Just high school year.
What's the distance between high school and the town hall?
It's less than 7 kilometers. Yes, it's less than 7 kilometers.
Is there anybody whose cost of transportation has kind of like still remained slightly the same?
I think for those that are taking BRC.
Okay, we'll come back to the issue of transportation. Another item is gifts to family members.
Yes, Bambiala.
Recently, when we talk about that gift, those I give out to are those I know that is maybe it's a matter of life and death. Matter of life and my life and death.
So you are
Because
not a giver.
that is not the point. Everybody understands how the
if we are
situation of
speaking
things
about-
is now.
If you were speaking about, I would say that they cannot be.
Naturally, we are talking about family members now. Before now, they understand that you are not color gone, like you said. But with the situation of things, even people asking somebody for something, asking for help this time. Even when they ask for their mind, they know say this thing will not come out well. But let me just give it a try. So telling them that you can't afford to, you don't go really pain them like that. They go no say I was expecting that.
No, you have not meet somebody that would pray heaven and earth for you. That will make you release that money.
You can pray heaven and earth. I'm also good at praying. You pray for me, I pray for you.
Oh God!
And prayer is supposed to be free, my brother.
Even if they are not family member, if the situation is just something that you can afford it, one, but the situation is something that will tempt you to do that thing. Of recent, a guy called me. When he called, I don't know him from Adam. Like no, before that, he messaged me on Facebook. So it was like,
You have never met him before.
I've never met him before. But what he saw on my profile, University of Ilorin. So he thought I was a student of University of Ilorin. But I'm just an alumni. So he messaged me, he was like, please, I should give him my number. Sorry, I don't know you. And it was like, his name is he mentioned his name and he said I should just please give him my number. Anyways, I sent my number. Then the following day he called me and he was like, the mother is sick. The mother is in the hospital. If I need the proof to see that he can be on video call and see the mother, that they needed a particular amount of money and it's just remaining 1,500.
Oh boy, what's that mean?
Inside how much? 30K.
You said?
It's not this 30K. Inside how much?
No.
You know
The money he needed as at that point was 1,500. He was like doing he can do video call, giving all sorts of things. And I said, firstly, I don't know. He said yes. He doesn't know me too. As a matter of fact, but he only saw on my profile at University of Ilorin that he was thinking that we are in the same citadel of learning, that he's also a student of University of Ilorin. So I said, okay, I'm a graduate of that school. So, okay, I said, the point is, your mother needs it, no problem. If you lie, and you and God know that one. But this is a matter of life and death something.
And it follows your principle.
And you say it's 1,005. I look at my account balance. Okay. I can still spare that 1,005. No problem. Send your account number. Then I send it to the person. But naturally, if it is a family member or somebody else that is telling me he needs money for shawarma, when I know my account balance is not smiling. If I've been sending money for shawarma before, that was when everything was going on fine. But this time around, everybody they para mood. I'm sorry, your shawarma can wait. If you don't eat shawarma, you not die.
All right. So with this stuff you just said, just even leads us to ask the next question. How has this influenced how has this influenced in the past couple of weeks anyway? How has it influenced your going out on dates?
Have I been on date before?
Nobody wants to go for a date today. No.
On date, Sha. It's not.
No, the normal point now they are just saying, babe, come to my house. Why? Why is it so?
Rain is
We'll come to
falling.
that.
Rain is falling.
I don't like that kind of cooking.
Never enter that one.
Who gets you?
Rain
You
is
are the
falling.
one that people are invited to their house.
Me, they never invite.
Something like that.
See, this whole thing.
Let's tie it up. All right, so let me ask. Let's ask the new faces on the show. There was an article that made it to front page of Nairaland on this same issue. A particular guy. You read it. You have details of that.
I think one video. I think it's the video.
Yeah, I actually took the girl out on a date. I think he wasn't there when she ordered.
We go turn into Britain.
So when he
You can
came
be on a 50.
on this kind of
Guys, let's hear our thoughts.
Buhari Tinubu era, Buhari has not really
Gone
like
away.
that, so
His
we are
spirit is still
still in
roaming around.
we are still in this Buhari era like this, and went out, eat food of 12K, and as a lady, at least when you are going out, have some
Vex
money on
money.
yourself before you be like, okay, let me go out and eat what I like. So she actually did that, and when the guy came, the guy was like, pay the fee yourself.
All right.
Like, oh yeah, pay the 12,000 naira yourself. So me now, I go out, I don't have money on me. I just have the TP going and coming. And I got there and I eat food of 12,000, 15,000. There are some restaurants
Me, I want
that
to
will charge you
ask- I want to
15K,
ask
just a
you a
plate of
question.
rice. 15,000, some restaurant like that.
The rice came from heaven.
No. You
no,
asked me
no,
to
they
come
actually-
out. Abi,
Yeah.
you invited me out.
Okay.
You okay? I got there before you, and you asked me to take what I like.
No, the guy wasn't there. The guy did not ask you to take what you
Oh,
like.
the guy was not there.
You just went there on your own. You ordered.
Okay,
And you ordered
the food.
the food as a
And
tip
they
madam now,
expecting
and you
the
don't
guy.
have money on you, and okay, the guy is coming now. God save and say no carry
But
friends.
what they come?
The guy is coming now, and then
ATM they come.
they told the guy to do, and the guy was like, even if the guy had the money, you doing that alone
You've
without his without his own
demarcated.
consent.
That's rubbish.
I
That's
like
rubbish.
to hear Ogechi's point. Like the guy invited you, told you to take what you like. Okay, you now take something of 100K.
Because he asked you to take what.
Wait.
See, what if
Okay,
the
this is
guy?
the lawyers
what
now.
if it was the guy that actually picked that restaurant?
Exactly.
And said, okay, come out.
Why
There
you
are some
asking me?
restaurants you go to.
Excuse me.
Thank you for ice
No.
cream.
Why? Please let me answer to that your question. So far, you are the one that asked me to come out.
Every
You asked,
deal is
you
on
asked
you.
me to come
Come
out.
out.
So anything
But I
I
was-
eat, you have to take responsibility.
You actually
going to
were-
watch
but-
split
So when you come out, there's no coming out.
I think it's this
It is
podcast
quite-
here. We
me-
had
me
issue of
coming
me
out
telling
is
you.
actually-
Guys, we can't. So you haven't spoken about how it affects your transportation.
I don't really go out apart from maybe I'm going out and someone is paying for my Uber or something like that. I don't go out in my own money.
So you said right now that you don't go anywhere unless
I go to school. I come back.
Okay, what school? What school do you attend?
Last Tech.
And are you close?
Am I?
You live within
Yes, I
walking
live in
distance.
Second Gate.
Okay, so you can walk to school.
Yes.
So you don't transport yourself to school. Not
yeah.
really. Oh, okay, so it's not really affecting you from the point of view of transportation.
Yes.
Has anybody had to adjust the way they transport themselves to work?
Yes.
Maybe you lap people or something. Because I saw a lot of that. Has anybody had to? Maybe you probably were taking downfall. You were driving yourself before, and now you find that you have to join the downfall.
The only thing I see, the only thing that happened to me just recently, my work does not permit me to go out every day because I just get job once in a while and go out. So I don't go out every day. Now, maybe I want to go see somebody, and where I take for 200 is now 400. I just apply the mechanism of walking small. I trek small. Then I take bike. Where I'm going to is inside. I drop at junction. I also trek and finish it.
Everything
I
is
think
part-
Instead of him charging me 400, and I end up spending my 200.
200,
So I know that trekking is also good to my health.
That's so very good.
So it has even helped my health indirectly.
You know that's what people,
I follow his
as they are
principle.
talking. That's the women are thinking that this broke. These are broke men talk.
It's actually management.
My own
Because for
if
me
I
too,
go-
It's actually
You
management.
have
I
to
do
plan
trek. I
yourself
wake up
actually.
early.
Yeah, it's another way of
And trek.
improvising.
Yeah.
So you say
it's
you
good
trek
for
a
your
lot.
heart. Your heart to thank you for that.
Although me, I will not trek. I just
And
like
they
go,
will
I will
not
not
trek,
stay.
oh.
I will not come
I-
back.
Last, I
So
think
I just create like a room for me in my store
so-
and just stay there. Till whenever I know I have money
me,
to
I will
come
not
back.
trek.
I think naturally, people tend to adjust after a change. I saw something recently online where instead of using petrol to power a generator, people are now using gas cooker. The gas.
Gas, yeah. I have people using it
So
also.
I'm like, wow. So we have the ability to do this before, but we can't. But because of the change in everything now, we are thinking straight now. Our brains are just working.
They are lying.
Well, it's risky.
It's actually risky.
It's very risky.
Mention one thing in this slide that is not risky.
How was it?
How risky this life? How risky
This
this
is
life
very,
is?
very risky.
Mr.
You can
Not-
actually
Mr.
not charge fire.
How risky this life is? You can't even live this. You can't get out of this life. Life. Everything is a risk.
The way you are coping,
You can really survive your
The
20s.
truth is just always bitter, you know. That is just it.
I think his own position is that this is the usual situation of the country. You guys are just coming to join me.
The same way they are acting, like they are new to it.
You know, for
We are always adapting. That's just the point. We will always adapt with time. If you are not adapting immediately, then with time you will.
Yeah.
I heard
Even before this subsidy, I have a friend that's using gas to power a generator. Before now, before the subsidy.
so the guy will just continue now.
Gas is even lesser now, so it's to his advantage. Gas is lesser now. So what are we talking about?
So the guy will be
You
like,
said generator is risky. You said gas is risky. People are not dying even with petrol.
Well, so we get that. So so for example, for those people who power generators, like we said, you can. Some people say that there's a way you can generate electricity by powering it with generators. I remember reading in the past couple of days that there's a local vehicle manufacturing company that is coming out with a car that runs on gas.
Wow, hallelujah.
It's very, very popular. I just don't want to mention their names and all that. So
It starts
I guess,
with I, have it?
I think so. So that's one particular act. Is there anybody here that is into car sharing or carpooling?
Not directly.
Because that's also another way too that people cut costs. Instead of, although there's a bit of risk to it, instead of going by commercial transportation, you may have to flag down personal vehicle owners and give them a lift. Something like that. I was involved in a bit of that last week, and it was a bit
awkward.
Not awkward, but it was awkward for I had a passenger in the car, and it was awkward for the passenger because the person who went on the trip with me felt that why is this man doing kabu kabu? In fact, when we got to the destination, so the people flagged us down. We had to clear the back seat of the vehicle so that they could sit in. And then when we started the journey, immediately they got in, they just said, thank you very much for the lift.
Thank you, everybody be quiet.
Thank you very much for the lift. So in that
they paid without thanking.
So in my mind, I was like, these people don't want to pay. All right, so we eventually got to where they were going to come down, and then they offered me 500 naira for the three of them.
Three of them. Wonderful.
And when they're offering it, there's where you can offer 500 and your hand is.
You should say no, leave it.
I don't need to say anything. I must tell you at this point that they were women. It has no bearing on the story, but
So it just make me remember something.
you get to.
They don't like pain.
I called my friend one day and I told her, okay, I told the guy, see me, I'm coming to join you. He said, okay. When we got there, that was in Ogoloto. I got to Ogoloto. He was supposed to take me down to Aja. So he said he was going there. I just saw it on here. I said, okay, I'm coming now. We play. I thought this guy will not collect money. When we go now, we go to Aja. I said, guy, well, thank you very much. He said, madam.
Oh, yeah.
I said, how much will you not collect? Calculate it for me, Korodu, down to this place. AC blow you. I mean, just and he was talking. I love the conversation. We're just
Nothing is free.
Since this time, when last did you laugh like this? So you will pay extra charge.
Yes.
Honestly, I said, okay, send me your camera. Let me just find the money. And this guy collected it too. I said, babe, don't worry, just go. That's what I'm here for. I'm just thinking like now. If I just say thank you for the trip, the kind of bombastic side that you give.
All right, so on Friday, on my way back on Friday, I went to Ikeja, and on my way back from Ikeja on Friday, I actually because this is the point. Okay, if you are driving distances that probably if you drive a distance that you would need like 6 liters to cover, that's so back and forth you use 12 liters. Previously, with 2,000 naira, you would cover that distance. But right now, you probably will spend about 6,000 on that same distance just driving. So for most people who are like private car owners, it doesn't make sense for you to drive your vehicle and have the back seats empty, particularly when you have lots of people who are standing at bus stops who cannot afford the fare. On Monday and Wednesday of last week, I had to go to Ikeja by public transport. And it got to a stage here, I was just praying that I would get someone to give me a lift. Anybody.
Maybe it's a kidnapper.
Anybody to give me a lift. At a point, because you can imagine if you have to come down from a vehicle, board the next one, come down. And you may say that it's strange for me because that's basically several people's reality.
Yeah.
Okay, but the point is this. So a lot of times if you are driving a private vehicle, I was saying this for those people who actually have private vehicles and you're watching this particular podcast, if you're driving a private vehicle, just realize that the people you are going to give lifts to don't see you as it being beneath you, giving them that lift for money. They actually are praying for that particular lift. That's the first. So then the second thing is this, because some people may feel uncomfortable that it's my private vehicle. Maybe someone comes into the car and the person tells you that thank you very much, or we're not going to pay, or they use thank you to overshadow the cost of paying. A very, very good act for you to do is to tell them that, well, you're not going to charge them for the cost of transportation, but
you're charging them for the fuel.
Whatever they can contribute towards the cost of fuel. Because I did that on Friday on my way back. I gave a particular guy a lift. The guy was, I think the man must be in his 50s or so. Guy, he works in a microfinance bank. We even invited him to come on the podcast and all, because we had this conversation. In fact, he fed into this particular conversation we're having today. And so when we were talking, he also mentioned that he had to abandon his car and he's saving up money to buy a Sienna bus.
So that I can carry more people.
So that I can transport more people. You get. And so I gave him a lift. He asked me how much. I gave him a lift at Ketu, and he said how much is he going to pay? I told him, well, whatever he can pay towards the cost of fuel. That guy just wound down the window and started shouting. I agree. Shouting, I agree.
That's the contribution.
The guy eventually, we got people to come into the vehicle, the 3 back seats. We filled up the 3 back seats. So that you know that this is practical. We're not telling you. We filled up the 3 back seats. And then everybody was like, 2 people said that, 2 of the men in the back seat said that they'll pay 300 towards the cost of fuel. There was a lady in the middle that said, oh, she has 100 now. So which also fits back to my story about women and their money and their hands.
Gummy hands.
Eventually, the lady agreed to pay $200, and then we bought about 1,100 naira worth of fuel, which is just a little above 2 liters.
Jesus.
So you can imagine. So even that did not cover the fuel. Okay, when we got to the garage, the same guy again was going towards Beribe. So the guy started shouting the next round. The fact that you had a 50-year-old man who works in a microfinance bank who felt no shame at all, acting as a bus conductor for a private vehicle, just made me realize that people are going to cope. It was when he was going to get done, I realized why he did that, because the guy ended up dropping 100 naira. So everybody, the point is this, right now, everybody is calculating exactly how they will go about surviving. And so you should not allow shame. Do not feel that you'll be shocked that one final story before we go on with the show. On Monday, so I mentioned that on Monday and Wednesday last week, I didn't drive out. So on the Monday, when I got down to the garage, there's a particular man I know. The guy is a director, one of those directors in the public service. Very, very high-ranking person. I saw the guy come down from a Darkpore in his suit. Okay, so I was at the garage. I think I wanted to buy particular food items or so. Those markets by the side of the road and all that. So the guy just came down and he saw me. He was shocked. So I greeted him and then I told him that. And I figured out why he was. And I told him that. I said I also just got down.
Down for
so that man will be comfortable. Well, I wasn't being honest. I got down, but it was from a Sienna. There's no difference. And then I told him, and then the man said that he drove his car to work. And then he realized that he cannot afford to drive the car back. So he left the car and decided to come by public transport. As luck will have it, on Wednesday, As I got down almost at the same spot, and it was in front of Zenith Bank. You might know Zenith Bank at garages.
Yeah.
So I got down on Zenith Bank. I just saw that somebody was pressing the on. I'm like, who is this? I just saw him waving. Lo and behold, he was the one. So guy said, would I believe that is car that he took
left since Monday.
He's just bringing it back today.
God, I beg.
That is two. Show me. I greeted his two sons in the back. So those two sons were like looking like, I mean, why is our dad doing like this now? And then the guy gave me a lift to Itama. And while we were talking, he said that he doesn't even know how he's going to survive. That before the fuel increase, okay, going from his house to his office, he was spending about 65,000 naira every month on fuel, roughly about a little above 15 grand per.
And that's twice the daily minimum wage in this country. Is that reasonable?
Per week. He said that right now, if he has to drive every day, he is going to spend about 200 to 210. He doesn't know. He knows there's no way in which he doesn't know where that money cannot come out of anywhere. And so that he's wondering
salary is not even increasing.
Do you get? He's wondering how people are. So the reason why we're having this conversation is so that you don't put yourself under unnecessary
duress,
pressure.
Do you get? People are going through a lot. If you have if you are fortunate in which maybe you work in a place or you school somewhere where you don't have to transport yourself, you really do not know
how much of advantage
don't know the
you
savings that you have. Because there are people right now who have quit their jobs over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, just
because it has dawned on them that the cost of transportation
is
they will spend more. Exactly. So,
in fact, someone even said that we waiting are going there. Our prisoners don't know what God has done for them.
That tweet was crazy.
True.
He's a prisoner does not even know what God has done to them. They are just eating for free. They are just eating for free.
Transport
that was the end of my last week.
As in,
I hope
the tweet boss my brain when I saw it.
Where people won't have to record themselves. Police see me, I'm committing a crime here.
Right, so we'll soon close out the show, but I don't know if anybody has any questions, things we did not cover, or perhaps things you want to clarify from people in the audience.
Just to finish the last part, probably you forgot that it was cheaper to bring her to your house than to take her on a date.
My God, that's a very good recap point.
But
but that cheaper is in the short term.
In the short term, not enough.
If she gets pregnant in the long term,
it'll be more expensive.
You'll find out that it's more expensive.
Pampers of course.
God, I beg.
Baby food is like 8,000.
Did you say 8,000?
Yeah, 8,000. 8,000.
Did you buy?
Did you say 8,000?
For what?
Yeah, for baby food.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, per week, right? Per week.
As in,
it doesn't even last up
and
to
1,
2
2,
weeks.
3.
No,
per week.
2 weeks or 2
You
months.
are saying 1, 2, 3 days.
Roughly.
When you have some
It's like 5 days,
child.
5 to 6 days,
It
really.
doesn't last.
man.
Children will fast too.
You said what?
Like baby food is not even expensive. She even talk of Pampers. Pampers does not even last up to a week, and I think a Pampers is almost 10,000 naira now.
Then the
The
children
annoying
should
part is
fast.
that the way they do the Pampers.
Now most people won't try using napkin. They use napkin now.
At
Nobody
least
uses
for
Pampers.
when subsidy is over, you can just use napkin till the.
Okay.
Your baby will have rashes now.
You have
And
they didn't need a napkin for you.
No, they do not.
People that they use napkin for, you have white is.
I beg
There's always a cure for everything. Now, if you have rashes, they will cure it. But that one too is expensive.
Okay, all right, so thank you very much for being a part of the show. We hope you were able to pick something. If you have watched the video up to this point, just click the subscribe button on YouTube and then on any other platform. It just helps. Like, share. Our goal is to build a community and to help young people across Africa who may be facing one issue or the other start new things. Okay, start new careers, start new families, start new relationships, and to figure out the way the world works. That's the goal of the show. My name is Ade Folami Agumbi Ade. This is the Darkpore show. I've been your host alongside with Asa Oji, Ayo, Anu Oluwapo, and Adam Adegoke. So we'll be moving into the second show. So thank you very much. Thanks for being on the show. You guys, thank you for coming around. You want to applause for yourself.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.